Welcome. Myself, Dr. Madhuri Vasant Valvekar, Associate Professor, Department of Zoology, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Your teacher of MSc Zoology, course Cell Pathology, and unit is Aging. Content. Introduction of aging, theories of aging, types of free radical, sources of free radical, damage caused by free radical, antioxidative system, summary. Introduction of aging. Aging is a time-dependent deterioration of the physiological function leading to cells' inability to withstand external and internal stress. The causative factor for this time-dependent deterioration process of aging is not yet defined, and no single adequate molecular explanation for this aging is currently available. In recent years, many theories have proposed by the different scientists, and few of them are telomere theory of aging. According to this theory, every chromosome at its end have a junk DNA. It is called as the telomere. It does not code for any protein, but it is protective in function. It avoids attaching to the other piece of the DNA. Eventually, when the cell divides, the part of this telomere, it is snipped off. After many cell division, the telomere and the gene get damaged and leads to the cell death. Then second, neuroendocrine theory of aging. According to this theory, the pituitary gland, the master endocrine gland in our body, under the influence of hypothalamus, it controls the various chain reaction to instruct other organ and gland to release their hormone. However, with aging, this hypothalamus pituitary gland signals are lost or changed, which may result in decreased function, increased pathology of most of the organ and tissue. Next, caloric restriction theory. The concept that a reduction in food intake or caloric restriction retards the aging process, delays the age-associated decline in physiological fitness, extend the lifespan of organism. Codon restriction theory. This theory of aging is based on a hypothesis that the accuracy of translation, which depends on the ability of cell to decode the triplet codon in mRNA molecule, is impaired with aging. Mitochondrial theory of aging. According to this theory, the mitochondria, at the time of the electron transport chain, the large amount of the ROS, reactive oxygen species, free radical, they are generated, which damage the mitochondria and the mitochondrial DNA, leading to the aging of the human and animal. Advanced glycation end product theory. Glycation is the non-enzymatic reaction between the reducing sugar and the protein, which leads into the formation of the skip base Amadori product and advanced glycation end product. The sum of advanced glycation end product have fluorescent property. They are very stable, accumulate inside and outside the cell, and interfere with the protein function. The free radical theory of aging, which is the most accepted theory of aging and proposed by the Denham-Harman. The free radical are product of normal cellular metabolism. Any radical which is having an unpaired electron in outermost orbit is called as the free radical. This free radical, it is unstable, short-lived, and highly reactive. Because of high reactivity, they can abstract or steal electron from any healthy atom and This free radical, it became a stable or healthy radical, but produces another radical as a free radical. And in this way, a chain reaction cascade, it occurs. The free radicals damage the proteins, lipids, nucleic acid, and particularly DNA. All these damage within the cell, it is caused due to free radical, it leads to the aging. Then the types of free radical. There are generally two types of free radical: reactive oxygen species, reactive nitrogen species. Reactive oxygen species: superoxide, hydroxy radical, hydrogen peroxide, peroxyl radical, organic hydroperoxide, singlet oxygen, ozone. Reactive nitrogen species: nitric oxide, peroxynitride, peroxynitrous acid, nitrogen dioxide. The sources of free radical. These free radical, they are generated by the exogenous source as well as the endogenous source. The exogenous source are the UV radiations, ionizing radiation, smoke, then air pollution, and the endogenous sources are the at the time of inflammation, during the electron transport chain in the mitochondria, etc. Then the damage caused by these free radicals. The oxidative damage to the proteins. Protein perform numerous biological function in a cell in form of enzymes. Proteins are made up of the 20 different amino acids, out of which cysteine, methionine, histidine are especially sensitive to attack and oxidation by the hydroxyl radical. These free radicals, they cause an oxidative attack on a protein and results in a site-specific amino acid modification, fragmentation of peptide chain, aggregation of cross-linked reaction product, altered electric charge, and increased susceptibility to the proteolysis. Then free radical oxidative damage to the lipids. The phospholipids, they are the essential component of the membrane that surround the cell as well as the cellular structure such as the nucleus and mitochondria. The polyunsaturated fatty acid present in the membrane phospholipids are particularly sensitive to attack by the hydroxy radical. The free radical leads to highly damaging chain reaction of a lipid peroxidation and leading to increase in permeability of membrane, which causes the membrane leakage. Then oxidative damage to the DNA. The activated oxygen and the agent that generate oxygen-free radicals such as the ionizing radiation induce numerous lesions in DNA that causes deletion, mutations, and other lethal genetic effects. Lipofunctionogenesis. The free radical causes the lipid peroxidation, leads to the damage to the cell membrane of different cell organelles. This causes the membrane leakage. The internal content of the cell organelle, it comes out into the cytoplasm and then finally to the lysosomes. But the lysosome, as the age increases, it is unable to digest these content. So they remain as it is into the lysosomes and they called as the lipofunctioning granules. And the whole process is called as the lipofunctionogenesis. These lipofunctioning granules are the autofluorescent. The lipofunctioning is often called as the age pigment and considered as hallmark of aging. This is not only because the amount of lipofunctioning increases with age, showing an almost linear dependence. Antioxidative system. Then to nullify the damaging effect of this free radical in our body, an antioxidative system is present. These antioxidants, they donate an electron to the free radical, and this free radical now it is converted into the healthy atom. So in our body, the two types of the antioxidant systems are there. One is the enzymatic and other is the non-enzymatic. The enzymatic antioxidants, they are of two types, primary and secondary. The primary antioxidants are the superoxide dismutase, catalase, and glutathione peroxidase. And secondary enzymatic antioxidants are the glutathione, which is reduced, that is glutathione reductase, glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase. And non-enzymatic antioxidants are the tocopherol, that is vitamin E, glutathione, carotenoids, ascorbic acid, and flavonoids. Enzymatic antioxidants. The superoxide dismutase. It converts the superoxide radicals into a hydrogen peroxide. Now this hydrogen peroxide, this catalase convert the hydrogen peroxide into the water and oxygen, and this glutathione peroxides also convert this hydrogen peroxide into the water. And along with this reduce the glutathione, this glutathione peroxidase, it convert the H2O2 into the water. In this way, these antioxidants convert the free radical into the water and oxygen. Non-enzymatic antioxidants. Many dietary natural compounds have to be recognized to have beneficial effects against the free radical as antioxidants. The secondary metabolites of the plants have property of a natural antioxidants. The antioxidant property of a plant is due to presence of many active phytochemicals including the vitamins, flavonoids, terpenoids, carotenoids, etc. And the most of them exhibit the ability to increase our lifespan and preventing and retarding and improving the age-related diseases. So finally, summary. During the normal metabolism in our body, the free radical, that is the reactive oxygen species, they are generated. Our body is having the antioxidative system which nullify the damaging effect of these reactive oxygen species. When there is an equilibrium between the ROS and the antioxidant, there is no aging. But when the reactive oxygen species increases in our body unable to nullify the damaging effect of this reactive oxygen species, which cause the oxidative stress and the aging. And when our body, the antioxidative system, it is decreased, the amount of antioxidants, they are get decreased. At that time also, our body unable to nullify the damaging effect of this reactive oxygen species. At that time also, there is aging. So to maintain the balance between the oxidant and antioxidants, our diet should be rich in vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D, fruits, vegetables, which can delay and reduce the aging and the risk of the non-infectious diseases. Thank you.